Hi there, Cosm family. My name is Leal in this incarnation. I am here today to talk about the energies of this week from today, July 8th to July 14th, 15th, because there is a transit that is going to be perfected that day. Well, we have a lot of movements, aspects that are very harmonic and other aspects that are uncomfortable. So, well, let's start with Mercury in Leo. Mercury is the planet that rules our communication, the exchanges, every exchange of information, of resources to the exchanges are linked with Mercury. And it is making this sextile, which is a harmonic aspect, with Jupiter in Gemini. It is going to be active until July 11th. At the same time, Mercury is creating a trine, Mercury in Leo, a trine with the North Node in Aries and a sextile with the South Node in Libra. And Jupiter in Gemini is creating a sextile with the North Node in Aries and a trine with the South Node in Libra. So these contacts, Mercury, Jupiter, and Karma nodes are a very good moment to express ourselves as we are, because Mercury in Leo is this creative energy, is expression of who we are, is being able to make decisions linked with that expression too of our light. So expansive decisions, it is a very good moment to communicate whatever thing we need. That maybe was a little bit challenging, because when we talk about the North Node, it is about assuming these evolutionary opportunities. So Jupiter is giving that impulse of confidence, and Mercury in Leo is about I'm going to express myself, or I'm going to decide this. It is a good transit also. I am mentioning this a little bit late, but it is a good transit for traveling, these kind of things, or initiating, or if we want to publish something, or we want to start something very, very associated with this expression of who we are, with opening our way and also transcending these old patterns of codependency or of fear of not knowing how to do things alone, these kind of things. Well, on the other hand, we have the Sun in Cancer, and it is already making a trine with Saturn retrograde in Pisces. The whole week, we are going to feel it practically the whole week until July 13th, more or less. So, well, this is a very, very fluid aspect to build and to put the energy and to commit with whatever thing is truly nourishing us. Is bringing nurturance to our experience, is very connected to our hearts, to our intuition, to our soul, because that is also the energy of Saturn in Pisces. It is about bringing, these ideas to the earth, but in much connection with our heart and with what really, make us feel at home, with what really is nurturing for us. That is the energy of Cancer, of the Sun in Cancer, and we are talking about the energy of identity, of expressing ourselves from this archetype, so we can approach with a lot of commitment whatever thing it requires, perseverance, dedication, and long-term vision. That is Saturn. Then we have Venus. Venus is still in Cancer, making this trine with Neptune in Pisces active from today until the July 11th, 12th too. But what happens is that on July 11th, Venus is going to move to Leo. It is going through the last degrees of Cancer right now. So before moving to Leo, it is going to create this trine with Neptune. This is a transit to connect from the heart with the others. It is a transit of a lot of intuition, creativity, this sensitivity, very, very active for, making art, poetry, music, these kind of things. It is a transit of openness, of our vulnerability, of healing. If we want to express our feelings to someone else, it is a good transit too. Of a lot of connection, empathy, comprehension. Well, very, very nice transit also activated these days. But when Venus enters Leo in July 11th, it is going to create an opposition with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. And this is something that Mercury did it the last week. Pluto the planet of transformation, of death and rebirth, the planet that exposes the shadows, what was unconscious, in order to identify it and allow the transformation. Well, is opposing the planet that is linked with relationships, the resources, what we give value to, the value that we give ourselves, the relationship with ourselves. Of course, every relationship on the outside is actually reflecting something in the relationship with ourselves. So what we are sustaining, of course. So, well, this transit is talking about that, and the experiences that we could go through during this transit could be a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. They are going to be very transformative experiences in terms of relationships, resources, things that are coming to light, things that were in the darkness and that are revealed to be identified. Power struggle, fights, attachments, desires of possessing and control, obsessions, distortions in relation, in how the sexual energy is used, painful themes too, traumatic experiences, the energetical abuses that many times are sustained and that are affecting the relationship with ourselves and with our own value. The pain of not being seen, also with Venus in Leo. Venus in Leo is Venus very, very creative, that is here to express itself how it is. It is about sharing our light with generosity. It is an energy very, very creative, but it is very important that we can give us our own recognition, to not look at on the outside. So, well, the reflections on the outside could be uncomfortable many times with these transits. And I think the invitation with this Venus in Leo in opposition to Pluto is to take our power and to assume that we are different, that each one of us has a different quality to express, a different light. And many of us are invited to do things in a different way of how society has established that the things should be. So this is about encouraging us to be the particular light that we can offer. And at last but not least, I've been talking about this the last week a lot because it was activated too. This is going to be perfected on July 15th, and I am talking about the conjunction of Mars and Uranus in Taurus. This is the last one that is going to be given in Taurus. The next time they are going to meet in 2026 are going to be in Gemini. So this is a big event. Could be that it is not that comfortable. And well, we could have activations of terrestrial changes, like earthquakes, that kind of things, and other terrestrial changes, because that is what rules Taurus. Then we are talking about disruptive changes in terms of our physical body, resources, how we are generating them, what we value, stability and security, which is also what represents Taurus. So everything that is affected in terms with these things, we are talking about structures that have accompanied for a long time, that maybe we have to detach and to recreate it in a different way. This transit could be a little bit chaotic. And everything that is affected is to reveal our original being. The revelation of our original being is something that we do in an infinite way, in certain way, because we are always discovering parts of ourselves and getting rid of old or limited structures. So everything that is being changed, it is because the energy has became stagnant, or because there are attachments to those structures. Also, this conjunction is about callings of the soul, these sudden insights, ideas, creative ideas that we could descend to earth, linked with resources that are awakening, resources. I am talking about immaterial resources, talents, capacities that we can offer, but to initiate, which is the energy of Mars, on these things, require also detachment from our own limitations and all the structures. So we are talking about also sudden scenes, and Mars could also be channeled as an aggressive energy, as anger. So if we are rejecting the scenes that we are experimenting, if we are rejecting our own call of the soul, we could experiment anger too. So it is important to give a space to that emotion, to channel it, and to practice the detachment and acceptance. With Uranus, it is about this. Collectively, this could intensify the Velic movements, manifestations, abrupt changes in terms of economy, terrestrial resources too. And we all know, this channel has this purpose, and we are talking about this agenda. And I am not positioning myself from this place of looking for enemies on the outside, but we know that there is an agenda, manipulated agenda. And right now, this energy of Mars and Uranus is about sitting with our energy, what can create freedom. Freedom is Uranus. A freedom from that old paradigm, from that old system with our resources. So the best that we can do is to put our resources at the service of our own path of the soul, at the service of our original being. This is the process that we are experimenting in this planetary ascension. And also, Uranus, it is having this activation with Pluto in Aquarius. That is going to be perfected when Pluto comes back to Capricorn. But I'm going to talk about that later. I just wanted to comment the energies that we are having these days. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next videos. Ciao, ciao.